Hi YouTube. Today is Reconstruct Friday with Sonia. Today we're going to make some cute little headbands that we have made out of old shirts, shorts, skirts. These I've made for my daughter, and I do it out of clothes that she no longer can fit in or doesn't really like. So if you'd like to see it, please stay tuned. Cute little headbands. They're inexpensive. What you'll need is an old shirt. I get these hair ties at the dollar store for $1. You'll need one or the other, color wise. You'll need a pair of scissors, sewing machine, thread, and that will be everything you'll need. If you do use a rotary cutter, you will also need the mat and a ruler I will be using to cut the material straight. So we'll go ahead and get started. Now for this shirt, I'll be cutting the bottom hem off, and plus this shirt also has a split in the side, so I'll be cutting it off before I even cut the material just for the headband. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I normally do this just out of regular material. I'll do 21 or 20 inches, but because you have the elastic hair tie in, you really don't have to. You can do it between 16 to 20. I mean, depending on the size of your head or whoever you're making it for. So I'll go ahead and measure out the length or the width of the material, because I do fold them over and then I do a seam on the inside, and then I go through and do a top stitch. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna measure out 6 inches, and we're gonna go ahead and cut that material. It'll still have the seams in it on each side, but after we cut the material is when we'll go ahead and cut the seams out. So let's go ahead and do that. Now it also depends on how you want the width of your headband. Like I said, I kind of do 6 to 4 inches for the material. Okay, and once you have the shirt, you can just set it off to the side, because you can make actually more than one headband out of the shirt. So now you're going to want to open it up and go ahead and cut the seam out of both sides. Just set it off to the side. And also, we won't be needing all of this. So actually, from a shirt, or just cutting the bottom off, you can get 2 headbands from one cut. Now I'll fold the material in half, like I said, to straighten up the ends where I cut it with the scissors. Oops. So I can get it a straighter edge and just clean the material up. Do the second piece so I can have it ready. I also like to do more than one at a time, making them, so I'm not just wasting the time of just making one when you can make multiple. Okay, now that you have it all cleaned up, how I make hers is I fold it in 2, making sure that one side will completely cover the other side, because when you go through and top stitch it, you'll be top stitching both sides down. So, and pretty much just line it up how you feel and then go through and pin it. And I'll go through and pin it and show you what it looks like pinned. I'll also be using a darker thread so you guys will be able to see it on the material and see where I have pinned in, stitched in, and everything. So got them both pinned up. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew them, and then I will show you what they look like after sewing before I put the hair tie in between. So I did forget to mention that I will be just doing a straight stitch. It's not a zigzag. I mean, if you have stretchy material, you may want to do a stretch stitch or a zigzag. I personally just do a straight stitch. Now also when I get to the end, I don't go all the way to the end, I just turn the material. This way I'm not having to back stitch, but other than when I began it. Okay, at this point you can see that the stitching is all the way down and around. Now this is, like I said, a beginner's project before. You really don't have to have it perfect because nobody's going to be inspecting the stitches that you have on top of your head. So any extra material like this I usually trim off with the scissors. That way it doesn't frail. So like the extra material, I cut as close as I could to the stitch. Like I said, this is going to be on the bottom, so you won't be able to see it anyway. So let's go ahead and pin the hair ties onto it. Now, how I do this is I just start with one end, just put it through the hair tie, and then I fold it over, and I will do a stitch across. Now, if there's extra material here, I'll also cut it off. So I don't really, for this, I really don't actually pin it. I just do it, you know, probably an inch. I'll fold it over within. So let's go ahead and get this one sewed. Have it stitched across. I did do a back stitch on both ends because this will have more pull on it being in the hair. So let's get this other end and we're going to flip it over and we're going to put it through this way and then fold it over the 1 inch. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing, sew on this end. Product. Like I said, now I'll go through and like any extra material like that I will cut down to this right to the stitching, but I will not cut the stitching. This way it looks nicer. there's your hair tie. This is what the hairband will look like. Most of the time I do it in matching thread, like a white or a pink. I would have done it, but it looks small, but it actually pretty much, with the elastic hair tie, it stretches wide. So like I said before, you can do it from 16 to 21 inches, depending on your head, but also taking into account the stretch from the elastic. So if you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. Please also don't forget to subscribe. Every Friday will be a new revamping video, so please stay tuned for those, and have a good day. Bye.